on. Next thing we're going to learn about is degrees. Or degree. And what the degree is, each term in the polynomial term has a different degree. The degree of the term is the power of the variable, or the exponent, as some of you would like to pretty much call it. So how in here, let's take a look at this. So 6x to the fourth in the equation has a degree of 4, or it's to the fourth power. Has a degree of 4. The degrees are these numbers. And then, so looking at 7x cubed has a degree of 3, correct. And then, so negative 9x squared has a degree of 2. And then, looking at the last one, 8x, some of you may remember that if it's just by itself, it could also be 1, but you don't necessarily have to write it. So 8x has a degree of 1. So that's pretty much all that is. It's just degree is the exponent. Let's do x4 minus 6x3 plus 12x squared, right? X to the fourth, or just x, has a degree of 4. And then negative 6 has a degree of, negative 6 has a degree of 3, and then 12 has a degree of, since there's no power to the power of anything, remember it can also just be 1. So that's another, again, simple way to find what the degree is. Alright, so last thing we're going to be learning about when it comes to the polynomials is a word we call standard form. Standard form. Right? Standard form. So what that is that the way which the equation must be written to put them terms with the highest degree first. Alright, so let's just say, for example, if we were to put the equation 3x squared minus 7 plus 4x cubed plus x to the 6, right? So the way we write this in standard form is we order them with the highest degree to the lowest degree, and then of course the constant. So in this formula, the highest degree is 6 because it has to the highest power. So that would be our leading number, and then 4x to the third is our next highest number with the second highest exponent, or degree, excuse me, and then followed by 3x squared, but this is a positive 3x squared since there's no negative in front of it, so we can do positive 3x squared, and then followed by our constant being negative 7, again since it does not have a variable. So if we were given an equation like this, we would have to write it in standard form with the highest degree to the least. So that's how we would write that. And then I'm going to give you guys one more example of x minus 4x squared plus 5 plus 6x cubed. If we write this into standard form, the way it's supposed to be written, again, we start off with the highest degree or the highest exponent being 6x cubed. So, right, 6x cubed, and then we already got the 3, then our second highest degree will be the 2, so we got negative 4x squared, and then we have x by itself, which also means 1, so we have, and it's a positive since there's no negative in front of it, so plus x, and then plus 5. So we would write this equation in standard form like this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put everything we learned together all in one. So we're going to write a random equation, 6x cubed plus 9x minus 4x to the 5th minus 2x squared plus 7x to the 4th. Let's do plus 1, right? 6x cubed plus 9x minus 4x to the 5th minus 2x squared plus 7x to the 4th plus 1. So what we're going to do, we're going to write this in standard form. Stand form. We want to identify its degree and the leading coefficient. Right? So, I'm going to give you guys a second to work on that. Alright, so if you were able to work on it, this is what we're going to do. Alright, so first off, standard form. How do we do this again? Start off, we ordering them from greatest to least with the exponent numbers, or the degrees. So, our highest degree we have is 5, so we have negative 4x to the 5th. So we got that, and then we got 4 plus 7x to the 4th. Now we have 3 plus 6x to the cubed. 3. And then we have 2, negative 2x squared plus 9x plus 1. Alright. So here we have it written in standard form. Negative 4x fifth plus 7x to the 4th plus 6x cubed. Alright. Minus 2x squared plus 9x plus 1. If you have it like this, congratulations. Good job. Alright. So the next thing, we're going to identify the degrees. So looking at the degrees, again, that are these numbers. Again, because you should know this because you ordered them in standard form. So negative 4x, degree of 5, 7x, degree of 4, 6x, degree of, degree of 3, negative 2x, degree of 2, and then 9x, degree of 1. Right? Alright, and then last thing, the leading coefficient. The leading coefficient again is the highest or the number in front of the variable. So leading coefficient of x fifth equals negative 4 x to the fourth equals, again we're finding leading coefficient, equals 7. Leading coefficient of x cubed equals 6. Leading coefficient of x squared equals -2. And then leading coefficient of x equals 9. Good job, everyone. We learned about polynomials. There is an assignment on Google Forms with 7 questions for you to do reviewing these. Again, everything we just learned regarding a polynomial, what it is, what it can and cannot be, its leading coefficient, its constant, the degrees, and what it looks like in standard form. So good job today, everyone. Again, you can always pause or rewind anything if you need to.